Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and just thought I'll give you an update. I was planning on doing this update on Monday night, and if not on Monday night, that was the date of Monday night was the 4th of October. Today's the 9th of October. So yeah, an update that I was planning to give you on Monday night if I could, and if not on Tuesday. I'm actually doing it today. So this sort of update video vlog is going to go up tomorrow, so you can see it on Sunday. And yeah, as you can see from the title, it's an update about myself. It's about my recent issues due to which I had to be hospitalized. Yeah, you hear me? I had to be hospitalized for about almost 5 days. I got discharged on Monday. Monday by around 6 o'clock or 5:30 in the evening. I did come back home. So let me tell you what's been going on. I haven't done this update in a while. I was hoping to have more positive news, but something that I tried to do actually in a positive, for something that was meant to be in a positive way. And I'm not sure if that is the exact reason, or it just happened to aggravate something that was already there. I still have some results to come out, and maybe when I see the doctor in a couple of days, I will get to know a little bit more. So let's rewind back to the previous Thursday, not this week, the previous Thursday, early morning 2:35. So I finished my work at around 1 o'clock, and I went to bed. I was watching some TV after work, and by around 2:30, I felt a little bit sick. Well, I wouldn't say sick per se, but I just felt a little bit uncomfortable, and I decided, like, okay, I was feeling a little bit sleepy, so I thought I was watching a little TV, and I thought I'll go to bed now. Woke up. Sorry, not woke up, but got out of bed, and the moment I got out of bed, I had this tremendous cramp. The kind that hurts a lot. I mean, it hurts like, and pardon me for saying this, but it hurts like a motherfucker. Uh, so I've had a little bit of a history with cramps. Um, as you can possibly tell, I am very overweight. I am obese. So I think in 2016 was the first time I had really bad abdominal cramps, and every time I've had the cramps, I've always been able to associate it with one, me being overweight, plus I've also had the problem of dehydration. So if I don't drink enough water, I tend to get dehydrated, of course, and I tend to have these cramps. So I've been very, very careful about it, although at odd times I've had the problem. I've had it a few times when I was in the movie theater, and a couple of times in the office. A few times it has been really bad. I mean, it used to feel like my gut was about to burst. I never went to the doctor. And hindsight being 2020, I just thought it was because I was overweight. I didn't do anything about it, but at the same time, I just felt like it was because I was overweight. You need to drink a lot of water. You need to make sure that you are hydrated, and that's how I wrote it off, basically. However, the worst cramp that I've had was on my hamstring, and this was in 2019. I remember I'd gone to watch a movie in the theater with my cousin, and I felt really dehydrated. In fact, I was sweating quite a lot. This was in the Lulu Mall, and what happened was, um, after after the movie, even though I drank the largest Coke that you can get there, I was feeling very dehydrated. So I wanted to get something to cool me off, and then have dinner at the mall before we came back home. So this must have been around 8 o'clock in the night, maybe 8:30, something like that. And we went to the food court, ordered our food. I went to sit down, and I immediately had this really bad cramp. And it was so bad, it took me around 10-15 minutes to actually recover from it, but it was very, very bad. And I was in public, and I was like, a little bit yelling and stuff. It was very, very painful. If going back home, like about an hour later after we had dinner, and finally I was able to get an Uber. I was a little worried about getting into the car, but I had no problem when I got it, and I wrote it off as being, an anomaly, and I made sure that I drank water quite a bit. A few weeks later, I had another episode of it, twice in a couple of days, and that was really bad. Um, However, after that, that was in 2019, I think August or July maybe of 2019. Since then, I've not had the same kind of cramp. I've had occasional cramps, but on the leg, and again, mostly it is because I'm dehydrated and obese, of course. But this time, and then since then, it has been pretty much okay because mostly I'm working from home, and when I'm at home, I tend to drink a lot of water. Especially since COVID-19, I haven't been going out that much, so I was okay. And I must say, like a lot of people during the pandemic, working from home, even though I love working from home, I must say that I have put on a little bit more weight. Um, and therefore, last August, a couple of months ago, I decided I wanted to wait till after my birthday, and then I decided I was going to try the keto diet. I've been thinking about the keto diet for quite a while. I think 2018 perhaps is when I had a colleague of mine. I met this colleague after a gap of around 4 months, and he had started the keto diet. And he was as big as I am. When I saw him after that 4 month gap, and the reason why I hadn't met him in that 4 months was because he was doing a different shift than mine. So, and there was always an hour gap between us leaving the office. So, when I saw him, I was very surprised because he had lost a lot of weight. So I asked him, what the heck happened? I mean, what did you do? And he told me about the keto diet. Now he's a former colleague. He was a chef himself. He had actually been a trained chef, although he was in the customer care section. Now, and he told me about the keto diet. He had done a lot of cooking on his own. He told me it was the best way to actually lose weight. I spoke to him a few times about it. Another person who is a much higher up, professionally in our office. I remember me and a friend of mine in the office. We saw him and we realized that he had actually lost quite a bit of tummy weight. And then he told us he was on the keto diet, and he even looked at me and said, like, dude, you can actually try this. I kept thinking, I'm not going to be able to do without sugar. I always like my coffee to be really sweet. How am I going to be adjusted? And I need a lot of coffee. I kept thinking. This year, August, I decided I'm going to try the keto diet. Now, I don't know if this is a contributor, right? But I decided at the end of August, beginning of September is when I'm going to try this out. So the very end of August, I started it out. I did the diet for 4 weeks. I didn't notice too much of weight loss, but I was okay with the meals, but I did feel a lot different. I did have a little bit of a constipation, but overall I actually felt less stuffed. I was eating a little less most days. There were like a couple of days when when I tried something different, like on a Saturday, ordered something different, is when I ate a little bit more. But most days I was actually eating less, sticking to the keto diet. And I thought, okay, let's give this a few months, 3 to 4 months, and see if I really do reduce weight. I didn't actually consult a nutritionist. I didn't consult. I had asked my general physician, and I had tests done for my blood, and he had said, since you don't have much of other problems, I do have high pressure. But it's under control. I'm taking medicines, and I've had it tested out a few times recently, and it's always under the normalcy. So he said, go ahead. I mean, but if you want, just to make sure you are not going to have deficiencies in other areas, do consult a nutritionist. and you can maybe map out a plan or something like that. I didn't do that. Again, hindsight being 2020, maybe I should have done that as well. And I never spoke to him about my cramps. That was the other mistake I did. And I happen to have a really good doctor right now, who's my general physician. Um, very comfortable in talking to him. I don't know why I didn't mention these things. Okay. So I was on the keto diet for about 4 weeks, and this is when the cramps happened. I was also taking some supplements for magnesium and potassium, because I realized that these are things that I would be deficient in my food. So since there are certain foods that are high in potassium and magnesium that I'm not taking, I thought I actually will take supplements for these. But that doesn't seem to be a problem. The keto diet might have been a problem, along with my obese level, as well as my maybe the BP medicine that I'm taking. So I couldn't stand. So when I got these cramps, this was, like I said, a motherfucker of a pain. So on the last Thursday early morning rather, 2:30 a.m., when I woke up from bed, it started cramping very bad. I mean, it was my hamstring, thigh, alternately. It was like it kept switching, and my calf, and even up to my foot. It was very, very painful. So for a while I was able to adjust, standing, moving here and there, drinking a lot of water. I was able to, just makes me feel odd when you're talking about it, because it was very painful. And unfortunately it wasn't stopping. It went on from 2:30 a.m., would stop for a little bit and then start up again. It went on and on and on and on, and by the time I knew it, it was like past 7 a.m. and I was still in lots and lots of pain. I finally broke down. I started crying because I had actually done something for the first time in my life that I can say is to lose weight. I've always had problems with my weight, and the end result was, me getting into big trouble. I broke down. I started crying. My parents got a little worried. I stayed with my parents. Dad is retired. Mom is also here. They were scared, and I was scared. Finally, my sister came as well, and she told me, let's go to the hospital. I mean, I didn't know how I could go to the hospital. That was the worst part, because I knew I couldn't get into a car. She tried to get me into a car, and I couldn't even get inside, because the moment, like if this is my foot, my left foot, I'm trying to get into the passenger seat, it was automatically going this way, and it was very painful. So I couldn't do anything. And I was in tears. I was completely, I've never been hospitalized before. I have only been hospitalized once, and that was for a very minor thing. But this was something I couldn't stand at all. We ended up calling the ambulance, and we went to one hospital, the one that I normally go to. We called the ambulance driver, and I explained to him what was going on. So he said, I asked him, could I stand in the ambulance, because I'm not able to lie down, I'm not able to sit. So he said, okay. They came, they gave me space that I could stand in this thing, and there were like two, one was driving, one guy along with him, and he made sure that I was grabbing onto something, because the roads are not that great anyway. So like that, managed to go to the hospital, and finally I went there. I told my doctor, I met the doctor in the casualty, and I told him this is what's happening. So they gave me painkillers. It took a long time to actually go down. They gave me something else, and they finally told me, okay, we need you to lie down, and we'll be there. So they helped me to lie down on the bed, and my feet were cramping like crazy, and I had a couple of nurses and the doctors massaging my feet, trying to make it better. And finally it drifted off when the pain went a little low. Then they told me that they need to move me to another hospital because they were taking blood from me, and there's something called the CPK, and that was pretty high. And it's a muscle degradation. So basically, my muscles are getting degraded mainly because of obesity and inactivity, I guess. Uh, and they release an enzyme that gets into your bloodstream, and that is what's causing all these cramps. So they had to take me to another hospital. Again, I went in the same ambulance. I went to the other place. I was in casualty for a while, but by this time the pain had kind of subsided down um, because I was on very high painkillers, and I was lying there. They took my blood again. Then I had an ECG done. I had a X-ray done. They ruled out everything else. The levels were very high. So then I managed to come back. I was lying down. I had to give a urine sample, and they were finally they were thinking about should they actually admit me into the ICU, but then I was able to. Of course, I had a couple of COVID tests done both places as well, and then finally they moved me to a single room. My sister was there with me, and she spent the night on the bystander's bed, and yeah, so that was my story. So it for the next few days I had a lot of tests done. They took my pressure many times. Pressure is normal. They took my blood test. I had a Doppler test done on my feet. And to be honest, I don't even know exactly what the problem is. I just know that this level is very high. What caused it is a possibility of me being obese, and therefore I need to reduce weight. That's what I was trying to do. But it actually aggravated it. It could be my medicine as well. And then maybe my recent keto diet has caused it to go spinning out of control, and that's why it was pretty high. It did eventually go down, and then they discharged me on Monday. I'm still not taking medicines. Medicine's there for about 10 days, and then day after tomorrow, on Monday, I have to go and get another test done. Once I get the results of the test, I have to go and see the doctor. So that'll probably be on Tuesday, and then I might get a little bit more of a clearer picture. I never want to go through this again. I would rather kill myself. I'd rather die than have to go through this kind of a situation again. So there's going to be some changes being done. I've been relaxing. I've been on leave from work, even though I'm doing work at home. I've been on leave from work for the last several days, from last Thursday onwards. And I'm grateful that I actually got that leave. I haven't been doing anything much at home. The first few days it was up to like Thursday, it was really bad. When I say really bad, I could sit for a couple of hours and then I would start getting, not cramps, but I would feel my feet getting really stiff, and so that I would sit down. I would lie down for a little bit, or go for a walk, go to the balcony, get some fresh air, things like that. So that's basically what I've been doing. And to ease myself, I've actually been watching more of Disney movies. Because I don't want to watch horror or thrillers, anything like that. The only difference has been the series that I'm watching right now, which I'll do a review for once I completely watch it. It's a 7-episode mini-series. But mostly I've been watching a lot of Disney animated stuff to keep my comedy, things like that, to keep myself chipper. But it has been very tough. So I will keep you posted. It's like almost 20 minutes now, but I will keep you posted as what's happening after that. I go back to work on Monday evening, 4 p.m. So, when I say go back to work, I'll be working from home. I hope that's going to go well. I'll keep you updated pretty soon. But I've got a couple of movie reviews and some TV show review as well coming up. And I've got a package opening as well. So take care, guys. Normally don't want to put something as as somber as this, but thought I'll give you an update for those of you who do visit my site. Thank you, guys. I'll catch you again pretty soon. Bye.